Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another tennis review. Today we have something a little special. We have the Robin Soderling Club Edition tennis ball. So I'll just kind of bring it around in case you want to pause at any point, and hopefully you can actually read the description on there. So this is the first ball review we've done. I was planning to do one for the Wilson Trinity, and based on a variety of factors, it really wouldn't have been fair to me or fair for me to make that review. So I might get a few more sets of those and try again. The one really impressive thing about that ball, and it's a non-pressurized one, it just comes in a cardboard box compared to your traditional open up, slice your hand off ball, is that like 3 months later, it's just sitting in one of my tennis bags. I'm still squeezing that ball and it's still pretty firm. It's holding up, so it's kind of doing what it's supposed to do, at least in those terms. But let's talk about this ball, the Club Edition from Robin Soderling. For starters, it's on the pricier side. Okay, everything that Robin Soderling puts out, strings, grips, balls, they are on hats. They are on the pricier side. It's supposed to be a boutique type product, but does it live up to the price tag is the question. For reference, for teaching, I always have used the Wilson Championship Extra Duty. And then for playing matches, if I have a choice, I'll usually go with the US Open Extra Duty Wilson tennis ball. I've tried Penn, tried Technifiber, I've tried Babolat, I've tried all sorts of different manufacturers' tennis balls, and I usually come back to Wilson. So I use Wilson for grips, I use Wilson for tennis balls. This is what they say about this ball, however, for Robin Soderling. The RS Club Edition is developed to be the ultimate long-lasting tennis ball. Robin Soderling's goal was to provide a ball with superior durability in combination with a nice feel using exclusively premium components. So it's okay. The description's okay until that last sentence. Then it gets kind of buzzwordy, which, is a common thing for pretty much all products. Strings are usually the notorious one. But as you can see on the Club Edition, it says ultimate durability. So that's kind of the purpose of this ball. This is not really like a premium match ball. It would be more designed as a practice ball, or at a club, it would be the ball that would be in all the baskets for clinics and stuff like that. And I only played with it for about 2.5 to 3 hours, and it's already gotten pretty beat up. So I started with it inside, and then I moved it over to outside. And of course, it's a little unfair to do these videos when you're playing outside and there's been a lot of rain in the past and then it's kind of cold. This ball's obviously lost a lot of color and it's lost almost all of its felt. Not completely the ball's fault. Some of that is the conditions. But as you can tell, it wears down pretty much like any other tennis ball. Now, if I'm trying to squeeze it and I'm really trying to get my finger in there to check to see how well the pressure is holding up, that is still doing a very good job. That's definitely above average here. And the other thing about this ball that I noticed right away compared to a lot of the other premium balls, also compared to the Wilson Trinity, is that in the first 5 to 10 minutes, when you're doing heavy hitting with a lot of these balls, you notice they fluff up. It's like static electricity and just poof, it goes out. This ball does not do that. So that's one thing I do appreciate about this ball, because that really annoys me. In terms of speed, it's a bit on the quicker side, maybe by just a hair, but it is a pretty neutral playing ball. That's another thing that I appreciate. That being said, for the price, if you buy it in a case, I think it comes out to something like $3.20 per can. So it ends up being a little more than $1 a ball. Sometimes you can get the Wilson Championship if you go to like Walmart or you track the Walmart price of it. I think they may have changed it, unfortunately, but you could sometimes get that for as low as like $2.07 a can. So if you're buying in bulk, that seemed to be a ball that I would go with. However, I do think that this is a fine alternative to that ball. Maybe even it's a little bit of a better ball. The price tag reflects that. It is made in Thailand, and a lot of times that's a very good sign for the balls in terms of quality assurance from one can to another can. The ones made in China, sometimes a little bit, you're not sure what you're going to get. I've gotten a lot of duds of Wilson Championship balls before, and I can't really speak to that with these balls because I only have one can, but this one can was certainly fine, and the ball played very well. Is it the future of tennis balls? Do you have to go out and run out immediately, purchase this, and throw all your other tennis balls away? Absolutely not. But it is good. It does what it says it's going to do. I would have no problem using this as a teaching ball. I would have no problem opening this up to play a couple sets with either. And I think that's where I like it because it is pretty neutral. It's not super fast and it's also not super hard. Sometimes people complain about that with balls. Like the US Open Extra Duty one kind of has this sort of hard feeling to it that I personally like. It rewards really fast, aggressive swings, whereas this ball is certainly a bit more on that neutral side. You're not going to feel like it's a really heavy ball to be using. So I think that's all I have to say about this tennis ball. It's definitely good. It's borderline like sort of great as a practice ball, but is it something that you have to try? I would say no. If you see it in a store or something and you can get it for about $3 or $3.50, pick a set up, see what you think. But otherwise, you could probably stick to the ball that you're currently using, especially if it's just a traditional practice ball, something like that, something like the Wilson Championship or like one of those pen, the sort of pen balls that you see everywhere. I personally hate those balls. They're way too light for me. But this Robin Soderling ball, not snake oil, but also not life-changing. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another review shortly. Take care.